So this is what you call a $100 wake-up call. I am starting today, Friday, October 5th, 2024, with a catering order. And for the record, my 37th or 38th individual catering order opportunity in which I've earned $100 or more. And I am probably less than 10 minutes from the drop-off location. And as you see on the inset, that is most of the items that were already awaiting me when I arrived at the restaurant. And it still took a while for the rest of the items to be prepared. But that's common with certain catering orders, and then again with certain places that you go. This place is notorious. I mean, even when you go there to pick up DoorDash, Grubhub, or Uber Eats, they're not that location and just that particular chain of restaurants. They're not that good with handling catering order opportunities. And it seems like I'm always saying that with a lot of places, but there are some places where they are ready, man. I mean, when you're there, they got the boxes ready, they got the items ready, and they're trying to get you out because they're trying to get on to the next order of business, or they're trying to clear out all their catering orders so that they can handle the walk-in traffic that's for the lunch hour. And that's the same thing you could say for catering opportunities that occur in the evening. Although it's been a while since I've seen I've had a evening catering opportunity. So as you see also here on the inset, all the items fit within primarily within the 4 catering bags that I brought with me, and also they put some plates, the individual plates, because some people requested for individual plates. They put those into 2 large paper bags, and then there's the condiments and stuff and the plates for the rest of the stuff. So the employers spent close to $900, and I got $100 out of it. You know, okay, it's a decent wake-up call, if for nothing else. So I'm closing in actually on the drop-off location. It is actually from this exact point 2 lights away. In fact, I'm over here. It's no secret location. Those who are in the Columbia, South Carolina metropolitan area would know that this is over near the Columbia Airport, metropolitan airport area. In fact, I've famously mentioned about that is the airport is actually the setting of my first handful of Uber, or I should say my first handful of rideshare opportunities. And in fact, the airport became like my starting place for when I would do a lot of rideshare, particularly between 2018 and early 2020. Okay, so I am done with dropping off that catering order opportunity. As you can tell, as you see here on the inset, that was what's on my all-in-one cart / hand truck is the entire order, which was just shy of $900. Lots of pancakes, lots of eggs, lots of hash browns, and lots of bacon. A lot of stuff that one thing that I often say when it comes to some of these catering order opportunities is that when you're handling food, it's not like you're picking up a couple of pillows and slinging them around. That food is heavy, and it is advisable if you have something that is mobile to handle that food, or else especially when you're dealing with orders that involve drinks and ice. That's another that could pose a big challenge if you're not prepared for those type of orders. I mean, the bottom line is that everybody wants to make money, but then you have to invest in yourself, and that's what I'm getting at. You're gonna have to invest in some bags, invest in some type of mobile hand device like a actual traditional hand cart, or an all-in-one dolly that can convert into a cart. I've even seen someone have one of those office carts for these type of order opportunities. It goes a long way, I promise you. So this is a quick one. This is a quick segment of the Gig Geezer, in which I'm sharing a catering opportunity, a $100 wake up call for a catering opportunity that I had this morning, October 4th, 2024. And if you like the content that's been provided in this segment or in any other segment, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. All right, I'm going to call what I'm doing an audible, but in the context of this entire day, it must be that what I'm doing as of this moment, and about just a little after 4:30 this Friday afternoon, October 4th, 2024, my name, this must have just had my name on it. I am traveling westbound on I-20 here in Georgia, heading towards Atlanta, the very corridor that was severely affected by the recent hurricane system that came up through Florida, through Georgia, through the Carolinas, and Tennessee. And yes, there were a lot of downed trees along this stretch of road. In fact, if you look, I'm pointing out to my right, just before that exit 154 mile marker sign, there's trees that have been cut up, that were down. There's a couple more down trees, a couple of trees that have been cut up. Yes, it was bad. In fact, earlier I know of some folk whose power was out for the entire weekend, and their power was came back on like Monday or Tuesday. And of course, there's also been in the news of people with community efforts of people handing out food to their neighbors and so on and so forth. Well, I am on a brokered opportunity that originated in Summerville, South Carolina, heading to Atlanta. It's an airport drop off, so it's going to Lufthansa, a place that I've dropped off before on multiple occasions. And I'm probably about, I want to say, just under 2 hours away from reaching the airport. And the reason why I am adding this is because this was not something expected. Earlier today, about 8 hours ago, in fact, it was over 8 hours ago, I completed my catering opportunity that I had that paid $100, and I mentioned that it was the 37th time in which I earned $100 or more on at least the 37th time in which I've earned $100 or more on a single opportunity. After completing that portion of documentation, I headed out of Columbia towards the Charleston area because I had some other delivery and transport business that I had to attend to. And while waiting for the next appointment I got a phone call from a broker, and this particular broker is like the supervising broker of the brokerage that I've completed a lot of opportunities for over the past year. But in particular, much of 2024, many of the opportunities I've completed have been with this particular broker. And it's all kind of interesting or ironic in that I actually sent them a text message, the broker whom I normally deal with, and jokingly said, "Hey, y'all kicked me to the curb, and y'all didn't just kick me to the curb. you kicked the old guy down into the sewer. Well, he told me that, hey, it's just been. Well, I'm paraphrasing. He is saying that it's been a bit challenging, and that they have had to work to earn back business with many of the lanes that they had opportunities on for over the past year, at least with my dealing with them. And so when I got the phone call, this broker brought up that text message that I sent him. He says, man, I know you just text messaged my guy yesterday, and we get this one today. And so he asked me if I was available, and I told him that I was in Somerville. He said, and he's like, no, you're kidding me, man. I'm like, no, I'm not kidding you. I'm in the parking lot of this hotel, and I'm off of exit 199. And as it turns out, the pickup location is like 10 minutes away from the hotel parking lot that I was sitting in. So that's where I'm at. And what's a bit of irony is that the last time I actually was in contact with them, I was $25 apart with another broker from the same place whom I dealt with back in August. And so this is also my first brokered opportunity of October, and quite honestly, only my 5th brokered opportunity since August 1st. I completed only one last month, and that one was from Aiken to Talladega, and I earned $575. And then I completed 3 during August, and I earned like $1,125 on all those. And if memory serves me correct, the last one I completed in August was the one to Wilmington, from Charlotte to Wilmington, which I earned $425. So it's a nice way to end the day. So what I'm going to do is segue to documenting my dropping off this pallet in Atlanta. And while I'm at it, if you like the content that's been provided in this segment, the Get Geezer, and any other segment of Get Geezer, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. So we resume the conversation. I'm now at the Atlanta airport area, and I'm off I-285, the loop, and just really minutes away from where I need to drop off this pallet. Now, one thing though is that I've got to print out some airline documents, and so I've got to go by a nearby hotel. So I've got to go by a nearby hotel and print out that what's required for processing the paperwork. Now, since it's going to Lufthansa, Lufthansa is a better place to deal with when it comes to either picking up freight or dropping off freight. If this were Atlanta, if this were Delta, it'd be a different story. In fact, I was warned of Delta by a couple of folk first few times that I had to go there, and they were right. Delta is an animal to itself. But we're in Atlanta, and Delta is its headquarters, but it's just a different culture about that place. Lufthansa is on the other side of this building that's off to your right. In fact, I've shown this setting from here on a couple of occasions this year, 2024. First one that comes to mind is when I dropped off cargo in 18 degrees back in January after having to do a layover because my arriving in Atlanta probably by like 35 minutes later than the airline freight people had left for the day. So for all intents and purposes, that's all I have to share for this particular segment of the Get Geezer. In fact, as I reach this stop sign, to my right is actually Lufthansa freight area, and so that's where I'll be coming back to drop everything off. But again, for all intents and purposes, that's really all I have to share for this segment of the Gig Geezer. If you like the content that's been provided in this segment or in any other segment, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. I'm Inwood Lane, as always. May your grind and may your hustle continue.